Assalamu alaikum. Last time we have studied osmosis phenomena, which helps in the absorption of water by plants' roots. Today we are going to study another phenomenon which helps in the absorption of mineral salts. This phenomenon is called selective permeability. Selective permeability is the ability of the plasma membrane of the plant's roots to allow only some salts to pass according to the plant's needs. Again, selective permeability is the ability of the plasma membrane of the plant's roots to allow some salts to pass according to the plant's needs or requirements. It's called selective as the plant can select the type and amount of salts that are allowed to pass inside it. Then it will prevent the others. The opposite figure shows the plasma membrane which separates between two areas. The space on the right represents the soil, while the area on the right represents the area inside the root hair. There are two types of circles, pink and red circles. Each one of them represents a type of mineral salt. As you can see, the plant absorbed all amount of mineral salt represented by the pink circles, while it only absorbed half the salts represented by the red circles. This means that the plasma membrane of root hairs not only controls the types of mineral salts needed, but also the amount that enters. So, this is the meaning of selective permeability, is that the membrane have the option to allow some salts and prevent other salts from entering inside root hair. And what controls this, and what determines this, is the need and requirement of the plant. Now, let's do an experiment. Bring a green plant and cover its soil with Vaseline and fabric, like plastic. Place the plant under a glass bell jar. Leave the plant for several hours, then record your observation. You will observe drops of water appeared on the inner surface of the glass jar. The only explanation for this is that there is water vapor produced, then this water vapor condensed into water drops. But what is the source of this water vapor produced? There are two sources. It can come out from the water inside the soil, or it can come out from the plant green parts, such as leaves and stem. But since we already covered the soil from the beginning with Vaseline and plastic bag, so the only source of this produced water vapor that changed into water drops is the plant's leaves. Losing of water in the shape of water vapor from the leaves or other green parts is called transpiration process. So, losing of water in the form of or in the shape of water vapor from the leaves or the stem of plant is called transpiration process. This water vapor is loosed from holes or openings located in the plant leaves called stomata. Note that a single opening is called stoma, while the group of openings are called stomata. So, stomata is the plural of stoma. What is the structure of the stoma? Here we are going to study what is the structure of one opening or a stoma. Each stoma is surrounded by two guard cells. They are called guard cells as these guard cells can control opening or closing of the stoma by changing their shapes. So as you see in the figures below, on the right, the guard cells are swollen or they are being apart from each other. So the stoma is opened, while on the figure on the left, you can see that the guard cells are closely to each other or close to each other. So the stoma is closed. Note that the number of these holes or the number of stomata located in the lower surface of the leaves are more than those located on the upper surface. So this means that the plant can lose higher amount of water vapor from lower parts or lower surface of leaves more than the amount of water vapor lost from the upper part. And this is due to the presence of higher number of stomata in the lower surface than the upper surface. So after studying what is the meaning of transpiration process and what is the meaning of these openings called stomata, now what is the importance of transpiration process? Scientists have found that when the plant loses water vapor from its leaves and stem, this helps in the rising of more water and minerals from roots and stem. This means that without transpiration, the plant cannot raise waters and minerals, so it will be unable to make photosynthesis process. As a result, it will die. Finally, we can summarize the journey of juice, which means water and mineral salts, from the soil to the leaves as follows. Number 1. The root absorbs water from the soil. This happens because the vacuoles of the root hairs have more salts than the soil. So, as we have studied before, it will attract water from soil to root by osmosis phenomenon. So, water and salt will move from root cells until it reaches last layer of cortex, which is called endoderms. Then the juice will reach the tubes or the pipes called xylem. Finally, the juice is raised inside xylem vessels or xylem tubes or xylem pipes to reach the stem and other parts of the plant. So, this is the complete journey from the soil to the stem and leaves. Now it is the time for practice. Pamphlet page 70. Write the scientific term. Transmission of water molecules through a semi-permeable membrane. Semi-permeable membrane means plasma membrane. From one area with a high concentration of water to an area with low concentration of water. Or in other words, from a low concentration solution to high concentration solution. We already studied the difference between high concentration solution and the high concentration of water in the first lesson. So, what is the meaning of movement of water molecules through semi-permeable membrane from area of high concentration of water to area with low concentration of water? Is called osmosis phenomenon. Number 2, what is the meaning of allowing only some salts to pass through according to the plant's needs or plant's requirements? This means that the plant has the ability to allow some types of salts to pass and prevent the others. What is the meaning of this phenomenon? We already studied it. It is called selective permeability. Give reason. Water flows from the soil to the root hair. In other words, what makes the water flows or moves from the soil to the root? As we have studied before, the main reason of that is that the vacuoles of root hairs have a great amount of salts, so the solution inside it is high concentration. So these salts will attract water from the soil by osmosis phenomenon. Pamphlet page 70. Complete. Plants lose water in the form of water vapor through transpiration process. Number 2. Stomata are widely spread on the space surface on the plant leaves. Widely spread means they are larger in number. So stomata have higher number on the upper surface or the lower surface of leaves. Of course, as we stated before, they are widely spread on the lower surface of plants' leaves. The space process in the plant, which process that creates a pressure. Pressure means pushing force, that help in pushing force to rise water upward. We have studied 3 phenomena. The first phenomena, osmosis, the second one, selective permeability, and the third, transpiration. As we said before, that scientists found that transpiration process helps the plant to pull the water from roots to stem and then to the leaves. So without transpiration, there is no pressure, there is no pushing force of the water from root to stem until it reaches the leaves. Give reason. Each stoma is surrounded by 2 guard cells, as they can change their shapes to open and close stoma. And why the open and close stoma? In order to control transpiration process. So when the plant needs to get rid of more water vapor through transpiration, these guard cells will open the stoma. And while the plant needs to keep or maintain its water, so they will close the stoma. So that is the main function of the guard cells surrounding each stoma.